When we look at our devices, it's easy to imagine a room full of engineers following a perfectly synchronized day-one master plan. But the foundational software of our digital world isn't actually the product of corporate clairvoyance. It is a messy patchwork of bankruptcies, government bans, and bizarre flukes. If a few minor historical accidents had been avoided, the screens and interfaces you are using to watch this video would be completely unrecognizable. To understand why our devices work the way they do, we have to look past the marketing and examine the accidents that forced their creation. Back in 1997, Apple was in freefall. Their software was outdated, the market was moving on, and the company was reportedly within weeks of total collapse. In a desperate bid to survive, Apple spent $427 million to acquire a smaller company called Next. The move was primarily intended to secure new software, but it also brought ousted founder Steve Jobs back to the company he started. Next's software became the architecture for the modern Mac. Apple scaled that foundation to build iOS, iPadOS, and watchOS. This single acquisition is why your iPhone and MacBook communicate so seamlessly. They run the same salvaged code. Google's mobile dominance started with a similar pivot. Android wasn't originally designed for phones, it was engineered to run digital cameras. When the camera market didn't bite, the team pivoted to mobile phones. Google saw the potential and bought the project in 2005 for just $50 million, software that now runs on over 3 billion devices. While these companies are now global leaders, their software ecosystems trace their beginnings to a bankruptcy panic and a failed camera project. In May 2019, the US government added Huawei to its entity list. Overnight, the manufacturer lost access to Google's Android and Microsoft's Windows. Instead of folding, Huawei launched its own independent system, HarmonyOS, just 3 months later. By mid-2024, that system was installed on over 900 million devices, from phones and tablets to car systems and smartwatches. Valve faced a different kind of blockade in 2013, when their Steam machines failed to capture the console market. Most observers assumed their goal of a Linux-based gaming platform was dead. Instead, Valve spent 9 years quietly building Proton, a translation layer that allowed Windows games to run on Linux. This work eventually powered the Steam Deck, which became the top-selling device in its category. These breakthroughs didn't come from a peaceful R&D cycle. They resulted from companies building escape routes after their primary options were cut off. Even the creators of these systems often resisted the features we now consider essential. When the iPhone launched, Steve Jobs reportedly didn't want an app store at all, preferring that developers just build mobile websites. It took 6 attempts from a board member to convince him to allow third-party apps, unintentionally launching a marketplace that has since become a primary driver of Apple's software revenue. At the heart of the internet, the story is the same. In 1991, Linus Torvalds described his new project, Linux, as just a hobby that wouldn't be big and professional. Today, that hobby runs over 90% of the world's servers, and the supercomputers used for climate modeling and the systems on the International Space Station. Similarly, FreeBSD is an operating system almost no one has heard of, yet its stability was so critical to the early growth of WhatsApp that founder Jan Koum personally donated $1.5 million to its foundation. The foundational infrastructure of our digital lives was built by people just trying to solve an immediate technical problem or satisfy a personal curiosity. Because of these origin stories, our modern user experience is full of historical artifacts. The features we love and the glitches we hate are often leftovers from these pivots. Windows remains prone to update issues and the blue screen of death because of its foundational commitment to compatibility. It is still trying to run software and hardware from decades ago. Apple's restrictive walled garden is a direct descendant of the tightly integrated ecosystem philosophy that Jobs brought back with him from Next. Even severe hardware limitations can create opportunities. KaiOS thrives on basic feature phones, providing a way to access the internet on hardware that the smartphone industry abandoned. By simplifying an OS to run on an $18 device, KaiOS has brought digital tools to millions of users in markets where expensive smartphones aren't an option. Our digital landscape is the result of people reacting to crises in real time. If history is any indicator, the next major shift won't come from a polished roadmap, but from another desperate pivot or a hobby project we haven't noticed yet.